Okay, don't start just yet. Is Michael here, by the way? Jagger? Hey, this whole thing was all curated by Michael Jagger, so I just wanted to throw that out, that this is a really eclectic and inspired group of people, and it's an honor to be here. So everybody say thank you to Michael for kind of reinventing this stuff. It's totally on brand for you to like sneak around and be quiet, but I appreciate you and being here and being asked to do it. Oh boy, I didn't try any of this before, so let's just go for it. All right, let's say go. Okay. Moderately self-aggrandizing PechaKucha 17 times. I scared myself, made something, and/or said yes, plus one bonus photo of a chicken in sunglasses. What I think I figured out by watching all of these other things is this is kind of a story of a journey of an artist, and a lot of this happened since I moved to Vermont 9 years ago, so it's sort of pertinent to what's happening here. And I don't know what 20 seconds feels like, so apparently it's a little... Here, okay, it all starts... I'm in a band called Guster, and we're still a band. We play... I was a founding member. We've been a band for 27 years. We sold over 1 million records. We have a gold record for a single, and we just put out our 8th record in January, and we play all the time. And it's basically the wellspring from which all this other stuff that I'm about to talk about comes from. I think the first half of my life, I was a musician, but then I came into other things. Okay, the first thing I did was... that was weird. Was I wanted to score movies, and I went to a music supervising people. I said, "Hey, I want to score movies." They're like, "Do commercials." So I wrote a song for Target called "Tiny Tree Christmas," and they liked it, and I got paid a lot of money. I was like, "Fuck yeah! I'm gonna be a composer, and I'm gonna learn how to do a lot of stuff." So then I met a guy in Vermont named Colin Trevorrow, and he made this movie, Safety Not Guaranteed, and it did really well at Sundance. In fact, the next movie after this was Jurassic World, and then he was hired to make Star Wars Episode 9, but he got fired. But in between, this is going to come out later. But I scored this movie, and now I've scored 11 movies, and it's really fun being a film composer because it's like really fun, and I can do it from my house. I can do it from Vermont. Boy, 20 seconds is going not so fast on this one. Okay, this is really good. So then, we last summer, we played at the Shelburne Museum and with the Vermont Symphony Orchestra. It was super fun. And there was a big care package from Butterfly Bakery who makes Hetty Topper hot sauce. And I love them, and I called them, and I was like, "Claire, this is amazing." She's like, "Come over. Have you ever made custard?" I said, "No." So she's like, "Let's make custard." I didn't make it, but it's so good. And I said, "Hot pickle." Okay. This is a television show I did with Vermont PBS called Making Friends with Ryan Miller, because this woman came up to me and she was like, "Hey, do you want to do a TV show?" And I said, "Yeah, let's make it about all the weird people in Vermont I don't know about." So that's Paul Budnitz, who bailed on tonight, but he's one of my best friends. But I did 13 episodes, and it was so fun. And I was like, "Oh, I'm really good at hosting things, so I'm going to host more television shows." So I did another one with Vermont PBS. I'm going to come over here, called Bardo, which I didn't name because I came in late. But it's it's like Austin City Limits meets Comedians in Cars Making Coffee. We made 8 episodes. I don't know if we're going to make any more. They're very expensive, but I really like doing it. That's also on Vermont PBS, and that's Tune Yards, and she's the best, and we became friends after that. And then this 20 seconds is not going so good, but I'm going to come over here. Okay. So then, the best place, one of the greatest places in Vermont is the Light Club Lamb Shop. It's like a repository for all fucking weirdos in this place, and this place would be an empty shell of itself if it weren't for that. I saw this band, Arc Iris. I loved them, and I was like, we should make some music together sometime. And we formed a band called Bwahaha. We've played 4 times. We wrote 8 songs, and it's so fun, and it's kind of on the thing. Okay, Emily, you're the best. Wherever you are, we got a party. I started embroidering stuff. I embroidered stuff. Like, I embroidered this, and I embroidered this, and I started embroidering things because I was like, I really like embroidery. I should just try it. So I tried it. That's on a shirt, and that's going to come up later because this seems kind of dumb, but it's going to lead into further things that I did later in my life. That's on a T-shirt, and I just like embroidery. Okay. This is an animated TV series I started, which is really weird because my friend Dave Zamboni had this amazing story about Bob Dylan, where at the end, Bob Dylan tells him to suck a dick, which is hilarious. So it's a form. I was like, we should record this. So we recorded it, and then I called Mark Duplass from the Safety Not Guaranteed, and I was like, look, what should we do? He's like, anyway, we made a... Okay, this is the chicken, because I didn't know how it was going to go, and I was like, well, we need a chicken in the middle. It's just so good. I just can't stop. Okay, so I was standing in Venice, California. This woman came up to me. She's like, hey, are you Ryan from Guster? And I was like, yeah. She goes, I'm Kesha. I was like, holy shit. She's like, I love your band. I was like, I love you. We should do this. So we became friends. And one time we went in and we tried to write a song together. And it was terrible. And it was kind of a lesson, like not everything you do is going to be great. And it kind of hurts my feelings to this day because it would have been great if it went great, but didn't. So goes to, but that is Stevie Nicks. And we did do some stuff together, and look how happy I am. Look at this. Look how happy you'll never see a happier picture. We did a song for Colin Trevorrow's movie, and she sang on it, and she's the greatest person ever. And if anybody tells you not to meet your heroes, they're totally wrong if your hero is Stevie Nicks, because she's the most wonderful person on the entire planet, and we've hung out so many times. Okay, almost done. This is Zeno Mountain Farm, which is a beautiful place in Lincoln, Vermont, which I just found out about like a few years ago. I guess technically now they're for marginalized communities, all kinds of beautiful, and it's an amazing place, and I help organize a 24-hour dance-a-thon with my friends from the music community here, and I just kind of wanted to put a little plug in there because they're awesome. This is weird. That's my bandmate here. We did an improv comedy show that was super scary and strange in New York at UCB, and that's a guy who was a fan who was like, hey, we should do some comedy. I was like, I have to say yes to everything. Yes, we should do some comedy. And it was the weirdest, coolest thing. We broke all the improv rules, but it ended up being really beautiful, and when I was scared. Okay, that's my friend Zoe, and I asked to be in her movie Band-Aid, and I started acting. And if you ever see the movie, I'm just staring at the camera the whole time. I'm the worst actor. But then my friend Colin Thompson, who's also from Vermont, was like, hey, you should be in my movie. So I acted in that movie. And it was also scary, and I was also terrible. But it was really fun just to kind of say yes and be like, oh, I'm going to be an actor now. That's DJ Polly J. I'm a DJ also, but I don't have any pictures of me DJing. So that was like, oh, I Googled DJ. That guy came up, and I thought it was hilarious. So I've DJ'd like one time. I DJ'd a marketing company called Fuse's Christmas party, and it was so scary. I've done so much, like I headlined Radio City Music Hall, and I was so scared to play LCD sound system at a marketing party. Those are my children, because I felt like I made something. I made 2 of them with my wife. And it's cool because part of what I'm trying to tell my kids the whole time is like a lot of this stuff, and I sum it up at the end in like 2 more slides, but is like a lot of this creative stuff, and they're already kind of weird, and I'm really proud of like how weird they're going. Like, keep getting weirder, it's going to be cool. And then this is the coolest. Generator Chris is here, and there's a place called Generator Space, and they asked me to be an artist in residence, and I just was like, I bought this table at Andrew, and then I just made this thing, and I love embroidery, so I started cut out a copper thing, and I love making tables, and I made a table all day, and like my hand's all red from it's all dyed, and Generator's an awesome place, and I also wanted to plug them, but I'm really going to make tables from now on. And this is what I the through line of all the things. I was like, tell the truth, and like be really vulnerable and open, and don't condescend, and ask questions, and stay scared, and say yes. And that's kind of the through line of like my whole journey as an artist, and like kind of was like the slide 18 with my kids, where I'm like, do all these things and shit is probably going to be okay in your life. Thank you very much.